let's move on to number 8. The prophets.
Ma'am, Suleiman alayhi salam could talk with animals.
Okay, Dawood and Suleiman, the two. Dawood and Suleiman alayhi salam. The Quran recorded the rejection, humiliation, and punishment which the prophets and the messengers suffered at the hands of the communities to which they were sent. It also mentioned punishment, destruction, and ruin that came upon these communities when they rejected their messengers, mocked them, and conspired against their lives, as you have read in the stories of the prophets, we have already recounted. So here we complete with the stories of the Quran about the other prophets and their people and what Allah Azza wa Jalla all the time sent other prophets to advise the people, to preach them, but they don't listen. They reject their messenger. Sometimes they conspire against them. Sometimes they mock and laugh at them. So the Quran mentions Allah's blessings. Allah Azza wa Jalla gives us so many blessings. The Quran frequently mentions Allah's blessings and speaks, sometimes at length and sometimes briefly, about the numerous blessings which he conferred on the many of the prophets, including Dawood, Suleiman, Ayub, Yunus, Zechariah, and Yahya. So we have so many stories of these prophets. Allah made Dawood and Suleiman strong in their land and gave them a great kingdom. Here we come with a true kingdom of Dawood and Suleiman alayhi salam. He gave them knowledge, teaching them many things which other people didn't know. Strong and insolent men and animals and objects that were not easy to deal with were subjected to them. What he said, Umayda, can you read? He said,
Yes. He said, we gave Dawood and Suleiman alayhi salam knowledge. They said, praise belongs to Allah who has preferred us over many of his beginning slaves. Suleiman alayhi salam and Dawood alayhi salam had and said, people, we have said, been taught the speech of words, and we have been given abundance of everything. This is the clear part.
Okay, so what did Allah Azza wa Jal teach to Sulaiman alayhi salam? He taught him what? The speech of birds. The speech of birds. So this is one of the things, or one of the graces which we don't have as normal people, okay? And Sulaiman alayhi salam himself, maybe the only prophet who knows the Lughat al-Tayr, okay, the speech of birds. He gives him also kingdom, okay? Abundance of everything around them. So this is a clear bounty. Allah's blessing to Dawood alayhi salam. What did Allah give to Dawood? Can you tell me, Ifra?
Yes, ma'am.
As for Dawood,
Allah subjected to him the mountains and the birds, which echoed his praise and answered him in his song. He taught him the craft of making coats of mail and made iron work.
You know iron work? Okay? Coats of mail and iron work. Easy for him. So the Prophet himself is a trader. He works in iron works, and it is easy. So what do you understand from this? Even the prophets themselves, they are business people. So وَعَلَّمْنَهُ صَنْعَةً. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He gave him sana, okay? And He gave him how to make mail coats. Durua, you know durua? Mail coats, or coats of mail. And the iron easy for him. We give the wood bounty from us. All mountains echo Allah's praises with him. And you birds, even the birds, we made the iron soft for him. وَأَلَنَّا لَهُ الْحَدِيدِ. You know the iron? Allah Azza wa Jal makes it to be soft to Dawood alayhi salam. Fashion coats and the mail and measure the length as well. Act territoriously. I see what you do. Allah Azza wa Jal make الحديد لين, makes it soft, the iron soft for Dawood عليه السلام. أنه علمناه صنعة اللبوس. He gave him the profession of how to work with coats of mail and made iron work easy for him. Okay. Also, he asked the birds to praise his profession, who made him iron soft for him, fashion coats of mail, and measure the links well. Act notoriously, because he acts in a good way. I see what you do. And he also says, we subjected the mountains. يا جبال أوبي معه. You know, the mountains with the wood to glorify. Because Allah Azza wa Jal wants to glorify the wood and the birds. And we were the doer. Allah Azza wa Jal, He is a doer. But He made this because He wants the wood to be glorified. We taught him the craft of fashioning garments for you to protect you against violence. Well, then, will you then not be thankful? If you have all these graces which Allah give you, what's your reaction? Will you have gratitude or any gratitude ever?
Yes, ma'am.
If Allah Azza wa Jal gave Dawood all these graces, should he be grateful to Allah or any grateful?
Should be grateful to Allah.
He should thank Allah for all these graces. We subjected the mountains with the wood to glorify, okay? And the birds. So here the mountains, the birds, okay? Who is the doer of this action? It is Allah or other person? It's Allah who does all these actions. So he gave also the craft of fashioning garments. Garments mean clothes for you to protect you from against violence. Okay.
Okay.
So his gratitude for his blessings. What do he mean by this? Gratitude of whom? Of Ayub alayhi salam for the blessings of Allah. Can you read the Umayda?
Also, Dawood alayhi salam right with power and authority that he used well. He was still a humble, penitent
Slave to Allah. Although Allah gave him all these blessings, but he's still humble, slave to Allah. Because we are nothing. Allah Azza wa Jalla gave us all graces. And we should thank Him for His blessings. Okay? Please go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, constantly remembered.
He constantly remembered Allah and spent long periods praying to Him and glorifying. He was just a ruler and an impartial judge who gave judgment between people according to the truth. Allah says, O Dawood alayhi salam, we have made you a successor, Khalifa in the land. So judge people between people according to the truth. Do not follow caprice that leads you astray from the way of Allah. Those who go astray from the way of Allah.
So he's a governor, you know? Allah Azza wa Jalla make him Khalifa and the governor. Okay, he ruled between people. He had many judgments between people who differ with each other because according to the truth. So Allah Azza wa Jalla asked him, Dawood, be a good successor because you are a Khalifa of Allah on the land. Judge between people according to the truth. So what is the reaction of Dawood alayhi salam?
Allah will have a harsh punishment for that they forget the day of reckoning.
Allah blessings upon Suleiman. So this is about, he asked Ayub to be a governor. He gave him so many blessings. Ayub all the time listened to Allah Azza wa Jalla orders. He is a good creature to Allah. All the time he thanked him. Allah's blessings upon Suleiman, we can read.
Allah blessing upon Suleiman, to
Suleiman.
Suleiman and Allah subjected the wine they
The
knew
windows.
and at, at his commanded and carried him from place to place so that he reached his destination quickly. Allah subjected to him the strong and clever jinn and the rebellious shaitans
Satan.
obeyed his command, carrying construction,
Construction plans.
from
Just a minute, Umayyad, just a minute. If you look at Allah Azza wa Jal subjected so many things to Sulaiman alayhi salam. Number one, the wind, because the wind blew at his command and carried him from place to place, so that he reached his destination quickly, you know. So, الريح, Allah Azza wa Jal سخر له الريح, subjected the winds. What after ريح, after the wind? Allah Azza wa Jal subjected to him the strong and clever jinn. Not only jinn, but satans, shaitan, rebellious shaitans. Okay, they obeyed his commands and carried out his construction plans. And to Suleiman the wind, blowing strongly, that ran at his command to the land which we had blessed. And we had knowledge of everything. Some of the satans dived for him, for peers, and did other work as well. And we were watching over them. So Allah Azza wa Jal subjected to Sulaiman the jinn, okay, the wind, also the Satan. Some of the Satans who dived. Why? Because they work. They did so many or much work for him, like beard. You know beards, yeah.
yes.
And for Sulaiman, also to Sulaiman, the wind its morning course was a month's journey, and its evening course was a month's journey. ريحها إيه؟ ريحها شهر. So Allah Azza wa Jal, He subjected also the wind. So they have the course. The morning course was about a month's journey, and its evening course was a month's journey. We made the fount of molten brass to follow over him. Some of the jinn worked for him by the leave of his Lord. The jinn worked for him, and such of them as deviated from our command, Lord, and such of them as deviated from our command, we cause them to taste the punishment of the blazing fire. So, who obeyed him from the jinn, they are okay. Who disobeyed him, they have torture. Okay? Because they are deviated from his command. So we cause them to taste the punishment. They have punishment of the blaze fire. So what happened after that? They made for him whatever he wanted. Places of worship, statues, great pots like water troughs, and boilers built into the ground were the house of daud in thankfulness. Very few of my slaves are thankful.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.